Now, when does this end? When, what did Ben Stein said? It goes on until it can't. And, we can debate about the true structure of the economy, the underlying fundamentals, which I don't think are particularly good. I'm there with Ricards and others who think we're headed for serious trouble. But there are lots of people who say, oh, no, we can print money in perpetuity and do whatever we want. I think it's going to end. When it ends, what happens historically is the empire, the overseas possessions, vanish. Troops come home, the investments end, and you start over from scratch. And I think that's where we're headed.
When it ends, will Putin still be the leader of Russia?
Of course. Yeah. Oh, remember, he's dying of terminal cancer, remember?
Right.
He was supposed to be dead at least a year or two ago.
Right.
Yeah, he'll probably be around, yeah.
So what you're saying is, if you're saying when it ends, he's still going to be the leader of Russia, you're saying it's going to end pretty soon. It's not going to be ending anytime.
I don't know. The black swan concept. I think there's a pond out there with lots of black swans swimming around. When will one of them take off? If I knew that, I'd be a billionaire. I'd be as rich as you.
Does BlackRock want it to continue? Does BlackRock want it to keep going?
Well, I think BlackRock wants to control as much of Ukraine as it can. Monsanto and a number of other firms are all in there because you're talking about some of the richest agricultural land in the world. About 15, 20 feet of black earth. I mean, it was so rich that during the war, Hitler tried to load boxcars with it and bring it back to Germany. That's how valuable it is. I've had Russians and Ukrainians tell me, stick anything you want in the ground, it'll grow something. It's that good. So I'm sure that there are lots of people who would like to get at Russia's resources. I mean, there's always that aspect in any war. But will this work? I don't know. I mean, I feel badly, personally, for the Ukrainians because they're the victims in all of this.
Tom, do you have any questions on the Ukraine-Russia Wagner before I move on to the next topic?
Yeah, not on Wagner. It's a very interesting perspective to see that, what it was and what it wasn't far as you see. And also that I think the history lesson is very instructive because most Americans don't understand that Ukraine was the breadbasket of Europe in terms of the amount of wheat, corn, sugar beets, and all the things that we have over here that are our principal crops. I mean, that is phenomenal. And now this is all being disrupted, and there is a big parlor game going on to see who's going to win the spoils of rebuilding it the way, Halliburton rebuilt, dams and power plants and sewage treatment plants and big infrastructure in Iraq.
No, I think that's right. Keep this in mind. During World War I, 400,000 Germans starved to death in the last 2.5 years of the war because of the British Royal Navy's blockade. Enough food simply could not reach them.
These weren't the soldiers. These are citizens in the villages.
They weren't the soldiers. And in fact, I knew people when I was an exchange student whose grandparents had made the decision to die so that the rest of the family would have food. I mean, that's how bad it was in Germany and Austria. When World War II breaks out, what does Hitler obsess over? Ukraine. He wants to get it. He wants to control it and hold it because of its capacity to produce food. So that tends to distort the whole strategic approach to the war in Russia. That's how important it is. And there's no doubt that people would like to get control of it. Now, the point is, if it's going to be a neutral place, I don't know if anybody is going to help the Ukrainians sort through all of this so that they are not stolen blind. But I guess that could happen.
Happy 4th of July to you. We have a special event that's coming up with Tom Brady, Mike Tyson, and Will Guidara in Miami, Vol Conference. It'll be August 30th to September 2nd. This weekend for 4th of July, we're running a special. Buy one, get one free. Bring your spouse, bring your business partner, bring your running mate. If you haven't yet registered, click on a link below or above. Get registered. Looking forward to spending 3 days with you in Miami.